welcome guys to another video. So version 5 for 3.4 beta is now live, and Blade just got another round of buffs. But before we start, just spoiler alert, and there it might contain leaks in this video, so just click away if you don't want to hear any of it. Anyway, let's get started. So first thing is his ultimate. So there's a slight increase in his multiplier, and aside from that, his taunt value got buffed. So it got increased from 500% from the last buff to now a 1000%. So it's double the amount now, and it's higher than Yunli's Light Cone and Clar's ultimate. But until we get to actually test it, its taunt value is still kinda unreliable, because the enemy will still hit your Tingyun regardless of how much taunt you have. And aside from that, there is changes in his traces. So his old trace one, where he gets 20% healing increase whenever his health is below 50%, has now been moved to his second trace, but we'll get to that later. So his new first trace is that whenever he uses his ultimate, the tally of his HP loss is now set to 50%. So I'm not sure if it only clears 50% of the tally of the HP loss, or it just sets it to 50%. But regardless, you only have to charge half of your HP loss now once you cast your ultimate, and it just kind of gives you a bit more consistency on his damage. So I was hoping that they kind of remove the cap and just let you keep it at max, but it is what it is. So for his second trace, he now gets the unconditional 20% healing bonus now, and the 25% of the healing, which is converted to the tally of the HP loss, is still there. And the third trace remains unchanged, which is the 20% increased damage on his follow attack and the 15% energy whenever he casts his follow attack. So that's basically all for his buff. So there are still two things that hasn't been changed, which definitely requires a buff, which is his second Eidolon, which gives 15% crit rate. So I hope there's actually a V6 where they actually addresses this problem, because it's his second Eidolon and it only gives 15% crit rate. So aside from that is that his charge on his follow attack, which it can't overcap. So I have talked about this last time, but it just seemed like they doesn't care about it. So there are currently two characters suffering from this problem, which is Himiko and Blade. So if they change it for Blade, then they have to do it for Himiko as well. So I guess they kinda wanna avoid this backlash, but this will still cause a problem for Blade. So he will still lose out damage if he ever gets crop controlled, or if he has Jade on his team. So you will just kind of lose one stack every time you put cap on it. So yeah, I hope that they actually make some changes in the V6, maybe let him overcap his stacks by 2 or 3, and just either change the second Eidolon or just increase the crit rate that it provides. So anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you guys for listening.